Hi friends, it's good to see you. Come on in and let's go get started. Well, today we are going to talk about one of my very favorite places. And it's not my kitchen. It's school. Do any of you get to go to school? I love it. I got to see my friends. I get to learn new things. I get to hang out with my teacher. Well, in today's story, we're going to hear about a pig. The pig wants to go to school. His name is Rufus. Rufus goes to school. Now, before we read a story, you know what to do. We need to get our bodies ready to listen. So let's inhale and reach our hands up to the ceiling. Wiggle those fingers and exhale down. Inhale again, up. Stretch, roll those shoulders back. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale up. Give it a good stretch. Clap your hands together. Bring them down and place them in your lap. Let's begin our story. Rufus goes to school. Rufus Goes to School by Kim T. Griswell. Every day, Rufus Leroy William III turned the pages of his favorite book. He looked at every picture. He made up stories to go with them, but he could not read the words. Rufus knew just what to do. He would go to school and learn to read, but first he needed a backpack. Early the next morning, Rufus scuttled down the street to school. He peeked through the front door. Then he trotted down the hall to the principal's office. He was greeted by the principal's secretary. Principal Lipid's secretary knocked on his door. "There's a pig to see you." Rufus stepped forward. "My name is Rufus Leroy Williams III, he said. "I have a backpack and I am ready for school." The principal shook his head. "No pigs in school." "Why not?" asked Rufus. "Because pigs track mud in the holes," said Principal Lipid. "They turn their drawings into airplanes. They play leapfrog in class. And they start food fights in the cafeteria." Rufus frowned. "But I have a backpack." "Makes no difference," said Principal Lipid, and he showed Rufus to the door. Rufus Leroy Williams III really wanted to go to school, and he knew just what he needed: a lunchbox. Right before lunchtime, the secretary poked her head into Principal Lipid's office. "The pig is back," she whispered. "My name is Rufus Leroy Williams III, he said. "I have a backpack and a lunchbox. I am ready for school." The principal folded his arms. "No pigs in school." "Why not?" asked Rufus. "Because pigs knock over the block towers," said Principal Lipid, "and they hide under the teacher's desk. Pigs draw stick figures on the chalkboard." He waggled his finger at Rufus. "And they chase their classmates during recess." "But I have a backpack and a lunchbox," Rufus frowned. "Makes no difference," said Principal Lipid, and he waved Rufus out the door. Rufus Leroy Williams III really wanted to go to school, and he knew just what he needed: a blanket. During nap time, the secretary opened Principal Lipid's door. "Sir," Rufus Leroy Williams III rushed past her. I have a backpack and a lunchbox and a blanket, and now I'm really ready for school. The principal sighed. I told you, no pigs. Wait, said Rufus. I will never blow bubbles in my milk or finger paint my classmates. I will not stand on my head during nap time or leave nose prints on the windows. And I will come to school every day. Sorry, the principal shook his head. No pigs in school. But I have a backpack, a lunchbox, and a blanket, said Rufus. Is that all? Asked the principal. Rufus frowned. What else could he need for school? I have this. Rufus held up his favorite book. And I want to learn to read it. Ah, Principal Lippett smiled. That makes a difference. He escorted Rufus out of his office and down the hall. This is Rufus Leroy Williams III, Principal Lippett announced as they entered a classroom, and he will be joining your class. Hooray! Shouted the boys and girls. Rufus Leroy Williams III put away his backpack, his lunchbox, his blanket, and his favorite book. He was ready for school. Rufus loved learning the ABCs, especially the letter B. He loved learning the 1, 2, 3s. He loved lunchtime and nap time. But Rufus loved story time most of all, because it gave him room to dream. The end. Did you like that story? I love it, partly because I love school. If you notice, there were a lot of things that Rufus did in order to get himself ready. And today, I'm going to show you how you can do it. You can help get yourself ready for school too. Come on, I'll show you how. Okay, friends, I'm going to show you how you can help get yourself ready for school. We are going to make a chart, which is a list of things that you'll need to do before you head out the door for school. Now, do you remember the first thing that Rufus needed? He needed a backpack. So I'm going to write that down on my chart. Backpack. Now, if you don't know how to write the word, that's okay. You can use your best guess spelling, or you could always draw a picture to help you remember. So this backpack looks like it has a curved top and some straps for the arms. So I'm going to draw my little backpack there. Now the next thing that Rufus needed was a lunch. I'm going to write snack. Sometimes your snack might be provided at school, and that's okay. And sometimes you can remember it. So let's write the word snack. Snack. What letter, or what sound rather, do you hear? The letter S makes that word snack. Draw a little lunchbox, and we're ready for the next item. Rufus brought a book to school. Now in my daughter's kindergarten class, she brings a book home every single day to practice reading. And then she's expected to remember to bring it back to school so another child can have a turn. Let's write the word book. B-uck. Do you hear that sound? B. It's similar to the word backpack. It starts with the letter B. Now, just to give you an idea of what we're doing, this is what my chart looks like so far. Now, In my other daughter's class, she brings home a folder with her homework in it. And she has to remember to put her folder in her backpack before she heads out the door. So let's write the word folder. If you don't have a folder, you don't have to write it on your list. That's okay. Folder. These are the items that my kids need to remember. Now you can also put other things on your list to get yourself ready for school. You could do things like get dressed, eat breakfast, brush your hair, brush your teeth. I'm just focusing on things I need to remember to bring to school. But you can make your list as long or as short as you need, as long as it's helpful for you. You might want to make this list with mom or dad. That way you don't forget anything. Sometimes that happens. Okay, the next thing that I'm doing is I am drawing lines down my paper to create columns because I need to remember to do this every single day in order to be ready for school. So I made a column for each day of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Whoop, whoop. That's my favorite. Okay, now I'm going to just label it really quickly with the first letter of each word. And as I get ready for school during the week, I can take my pen or crayon or marker, whatever you want, sticker, that's really fun, and I can place it in each box that I complete. Now, you did a lot of work to make that checklist. I want you to be able to use it over and over again. So you can ask mom or dad to help you put it in a sheet protector. And that way, if you use a washable marker or a dry erase marker, you can erase it at the end of the week and start over again. Now that you've made it, you put a lot of effort into it. You should probably put it in an area where you will see it during the day. Maybe it's by the door right before you leave. Maybe it's by your bed when you wake up so you know to get ready first thing in the morning. Up to you, but you can do it. You can help. Thanks for joining us today.